Say hello to Mr. Perfect. I have created the greatest footballer ever on Football Manager 2020. This guy has 20 on every single attribute. I've maxed out his attributes. He can play every single outfield position perfectly. He has a brilliant professional personality. He's a wonder kid. He's only 16 years old. He's got some interesting player traits. He's either-footed. And in this FM20 experiment, I'm going to holiday into the future and see what happens to this chap. I assume he's going to become the greatest footballer ever. I've frozen his attributes using the in-game editor as well, so these will not change. They will not drop. They're going to stay at 20 for the entirety of this video. Now, I possibly might make more than one video. In this first video, I'm going to holiday into the future 3 seasons, simulate 3 seasons, see how he's getting on at the age of 19. If you want more, hit that like button and I will holiday further into the future, possibly all the way to the end of his career, and we'll see how he gets on. He can speak many languages, including Hindi and Icelandic and Swahili as well. He's fluent in all those languages. He's born in Palermo, Italy. I mean, I kind of feel like the Italian stereotype is that men are very perfect, attractive looking. So yeah, he's Mr. Perfect from Palermo. He's already got a worldwide reputation, 5-star reputation, as you can see there. He's unflappable and media friendly. It's going to boost the Italian football team even more. So, shall I get on with this? Shall we holiday 1 season and see how he's getting on? In fact, I'm going to holiday till the end of the transfer window to see who he's joined. Liverpool have won the race to sign Mr. Perfect. There were actually a couple of Chinese clubs interested in him, but I'm glad he's joined a big European club. Now, up until the 31st of December this year, he is going to be on £120 a week. When he turns 17 on the 1st of January 2020, he will be suddenly earning £190,000 a week, which is obviously an insane amount of money for a 17-year-old, but he deserves it. Look at him. He's incredible. He's already played some friendlies for Liverpool. He's scored 3 goals, as you can see there. Where have they been playing him? They've actually been playing him at centre-back. Oh, 1 game. I suppose, is that that might be the Community Shield, actually, that he's taken part in. Yeah. He featured in this Community Shield game, a 3-3 draw, and it went Liverpool won on penalties. And Mr. Perfect scored a penalty because, of course, he's perfect at penalties with 20 on penalties. Look at the goalkeeper ratings. Dreadful performances from the goalkeepers. Anyway, I'm going to holiday until the end of this first season, and we're going to see how Mr. Perfect gets on. He's the key player, and he's the hot prospect, by the way. Brilliant. So at the end of Season 1, Mr. Perfect has earned his first cap for the Italian national team. He's also been capped 6 times at under 21 level, scoring 12 goals. I have no idea why they didn't just stick him in the first team. That's just ridiculous. He is the top player in Italy, as you would expect, because he's got perfect attributes. He's going to be the top in everything, isn't he? So how has he got on at Liverpool in his first season? He has played 56 times in all competitions, scoring 15 goals, 14 assists, but 32 Man of the Match awards. And by the way, in his first international for Italy, he got a 10.0 rating. Unbelievable. His average rating this season, 8.33 in all competitions. Sensational stuff. He is just so overpowered. It is ridiculous. I presume he's happy here. He thinks the club should retain the services of James Milner. Klopp had better hang on to him, otherwise Mr. Perfect will not be happy. Where has he been playing? I hear you ask. Well, he has mainly played at centre-back. Interesting. He must be... I mean, he can play every single position perfectly. As you can see, he has played in other roles this season. He's played 6 times on the left wing. That's actually his best rating, looking at that. So yeah, they've utilised him in various positions, but mainly at centre-back, I assume alongside Van Dijk. Yeah, on the left-hand side of the defence, Van Dijk on the right. So Liverpool did win the league. 1 point ahead of Man City, 84 points. Mr. Perfect with the best average rating in the league, an 8.36 rating. He also won Man of the Match 22 times in the Premier League, 12 more than the second place Bernardo Silva. I presume he has managed to win the Player of the Season award. He won the October Player of the Month award, as you can see there. What about Footballer of the Year? Yep, Mr. Perfect romps to victory, as you would expect. Players Player of the Year, also Mr. Perfect. Team of the Year, there he is. The wrong way round, but Liverpool dominating that award. I assume he's young player of the year as well, as you'd expect. I assume he has brought up the performances of every single Liverpool player of all of these attributes that he has. Liverpool got to the semi-final of the FA Cup but were defeated. First knockout round of the Champions League, they lost against Napoli, and the League Cup, they won the World Club Championship 1-0. Mr. Perfect played in midfield by the looks of it. And what about the League Cup? Beat West Ham. They lost against Newport County, of all teams. I'm sure he's banging them in from long range. Of course, he can score penalties, he can score free kicks, he can do everything. But his player traits, one of his player traits is shoots from distance, so he's surely going to score a lot of long shots. So I've simulated another season. It's now the end of the 2020-21 season. Mr. Perfect, now 18 years old, has 4 goals in 14 games for Italy, who are currently 10th in the world rankings, by the way. Of course, it's the World Cup next year. They'll have every chance of winning it with Mr. Perfect in the team, of course. Now, for Liverpool, another good season, even better in fact. 60 games played, 26 goals scored, 13 assists, 43 Man of the Match awards. So only 17 games he didn't get Man of the Match this season. He's improved his average rating, 8.72 in all competitions, 8.63 in the Premier League. Absolutely insane. Liverpool have been playing him mainly at centre-back again, 22 games, but also 15 games on the left wing. And also a mixture of other positions as well. He's just the most versatile player ever, of course, but also the greatest player ever in every single position. He's now earning £200,000 a week, so he's had a bit of a wage rise, maybe a 10% increase or something like that, or 5% increase. Liverpool still have Klopp in charge, as you'd expect. Mr. Perfect isn't the hot prospect anymore. It's this Danish chap is the hot prospect, but he's also the vice-captain. I'm guessing he'll eventually become the captain and take over from Van Dijk over time, if he stays at Liverpool, that is, of course. He might move on, or you guys might want me to move him on using the in-game editor. Now, Liverpool didn't win the league. They finished a long way behind Man City. They did lose 6 games this year. Mr. Perfect, highest average rating though again, and the most Man of the Match awards, 25, which is crazy. He's probably on the goals list as well, isn't he? Because he did score quite a few goals this season. What am I looking for? Player overview. Player detail, that's the one we want. There he is. Oh, that's appearances. I'm looking at it's not going well here. Here's the goals. There he is. Joint 8th top goal scorer, 14 goals in the league. So he must have scored 6 in the Champions League. Who won the Champions League this year? PSG beat Man City. Real Madrid won it last year, by the way, for those interested. So Liverpool failed to win the Champions League again, even though they have Mr. Perfect in their team. Let's just have a quick look at their season overall. So what is this? Club World Championship in the summer? What's that all about? Is this a new... I don't know about this competition. I'm sure someone's going to say in the comments what that's all about. They reached the semi-final of the Champions League, but they lost, unfortunately, against PSG. But they did win the FA Cup final on penalties. Once again, Mr. Perfect scoring a penalty in the penalty shootout after a 1-1 draw. So yeah, FA Cup, they managed to beat Man City in the final. Carabao Cup final, they did lose against Man City though, and this time it was on penalties, but Mr. Perfect did score his penalty again. And he scored in the actual game as well, in the 31st minute. So another very good season for Mr. Perfect. I'm going to holiday a third and final season in today's video. But like I said, if you do want me to continue, let me know in the comment section below. And also hit that like button, that'd be much appreciated. If you're new to the channel, maybe hit that subscribe button as well. That would be marvellous. So here we go, the end of the 2021-22 season. Mr. Perfect has 5 goals in 22 games for Italy, so I presume they're not playing him in an attacking role. In fact, they didn't even play him at all in their last match by the looks of it. 4-0 win against Czech Republic. What about the match before? 4-0 win against Estonia. Mr. Perfect did play in midfield by the looks of it. He scored a goal as well. Still worth £99 million. This hasn't gone up. He's just stayed at that, and I don't know why. Can it not go past 99? Is that the maximum value for a player? I'm not really sure. Anyway, another really good season, and once again he improved his average rating this year. 15 goals, so less goals this year, less assists, less Man of the Match awards, but overall his average rating in the league improved, but overall it did actually decline a little bit, but he still had an incredible season. He played all over the place this year. Most games at left back, but it really was a mixture. 14 at left back, 13 in central midfield, 11 at centre-back. So he's just playing in... I don't know why he doesn't have a sort of main position in the team. He's just played wherever. He's earning £250,000 a week now, by the way. Liverpool did win the league, 1 point ahead of Man City again, only losing 2 games. Mr. Perfect top average rating, most man of the match awards, as you can see. In fact, he increased his man of the match awards in the Premier League, didn't he? Looking at that, up to 27. Incredible season. Liverpool still have Klopp in charge, by the way. Van Dijk's still the captain, with Mr. Perfect as the vice captain. So this was the World Club Championship thing that took place in the summer. They lost the final against Spurs 3-0 in the end, but they did beat Real Madrid and PSG along the way. Then in the other competitions this season, they did actually reach the Carabao Cup final, which they lost against Chelsea 2-1. Champions League-wise, they lost in the first knockout stage against Man City again. No, quarter-finals, sorry, because you can't play an English team in the first knockout round. They beat Real Madrid in the first knockout round and then were defeated by Man City quite comfortably in the quarter-final. FA Cup-wise, doesn't look like they did. Yeah, they lost in the fourth round. So not the best season for Liverpool, but they did win the league. So that's something, isn't it? That's what they want to win, really. I think that's their first choice. Now Liverpool have won it twice out of 3 times. So that is Mr. Perfect in his first 3 years at Liverpool. His first 3 years as a professional footballer have gone rather well. He's just insane. He's so overpowered. This is his contract, by the way, at Liverpool right now, £250,000 a week. He wins £1 million. Wins £1 million. He gets £1 million bonus if he wins the Champions League for Liverpool. He's got a £7 million loyalty bonus, 5% yearly wage rise, so that will continue to increase, of course. These are his stats in a bit more detail. His headers won ratio is not bad, is it? 99% in the Champions League and Premier League. Passing rating isn't the best, but maybe they're playing fairly direct, Liverpool, not just sort of hanging on to possession. Tackling percentage, really good, as you can see there. Dribbles made, so he obviously makes a lot of dribbles as well. He's just a perfect player all round. Has made 4 mistakes. Chances created, 64, 255 tackles. Only 1 foul in the Premier League and Champions League this season. 1 foul, that is pretty incredible, isn't it? That's a decent cross completion rate, because cross completion rates are usually quite low. Let's have a look actually at the stats before we go. Some details. So he won the most headers by a long distance, as you can see. The average rating easily the highest, almost a whole 1.0 ahead of Bernardo Silva. Distance covered, he's covered the most distance as well. I suppose he played left back quite a bit, but still, that is incredible. That's per 90 minutes. He's covered the most throughout the league as well. 30k more. Oh, this guy is absolutely insane. He's on the goals list, as you can see. Shots, he's not having a huge number of shots, despite the fact he's got shoot on sight on. Shots on target. Maybe his shots on target percentage would be high. No, he's not there, is he? Surprisingly. But I suppose if he's playing towards the back, his conversion rate is 11th in the league. Joint 6th on assists. Key passes, he's joint 7th. Chances created 4th. Pass completion rate 16th, not too bad. Cross completion rate is the best, so yeah, it's better than De Bruyne. So if you're beating De Bruyne at crossing, you know you're good. Dribbles per game is the 4th highest in the league. And then if we move on to defending, look at all those Liverpool. Oh, that's team conceded. That's where tackles per game is the highest. It's more than Kante. Interceptions. Most interceptions in the league, a long way ahead of the second best. He really is absolutely insane. I almost forgot this. The World Golden Ball. The Ballon d'Or. Mr. Perfect has won 3 in a row. No surprises. His average rating is obscene. He is the best player in the world, of course. So he's deservedly won 3 of them in a row. There's also the World Player of the Year, which he's also managed to win all 3. And I think there's another one, Footballer of the Year. I'm not really sure what this one is. There's 3 different things. You see Ronaldo's featuring quite heavily. Under 21 Footballer of the Year, of course he's won that one as well. And then the World Team of the Year, he will have featured all 3 times as well. Firstly, at centre-back. Secondly, at centre-back as well. And then the last one, at left-back, as you can see. That'd be interesting to see if Liverpool continue to vary where he plays. Of course, first 2 seasons primarily at centre-back, but in the last season, left-back. Will he move further up the pitch eventually? We shall see. There will be more Football Manager experiments coming to the channel over the next few days, weeks and months, so make sure you keep your eyes peeled for those. Hope you're looking forward to part 2 as well. I will holiday another few seasons. Until next time, enjoy FM20, enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you very soon.